My mom taught me to sell at a spaza shop. She ran a hair salon. I pretty much learned entrepreneurship from my mom's.
Umntu ngumntu ngabantu. That on your own, you can't really do it. You need the support of those around you.
You will have a network of people, a network of communities, and a society that will make sure that you count.
Good afternoon, everyone tuning in today, and welcome to Youth at Opportunities at Youth Connect that we stream every Friday. And what a fitting day today as we enter into a new year. But it is such a natural thing for us as people to just reflect on the past year, on what was, what is, and we start doing those check and balances on what goals we've set ourselves and what we hope and what we have achieved, what we haven't achieved, and it's just some deep reflection that we do. So today we are just reflecting on 2021 and plugging into 2022 and what does that actually mean? Are we making some significant changes? Are we, and what does that mean? What does that look like? What do I need to do? But all of us have got different stories of how the year has been, how it has shaped us, but more importantly, how it has propelled us to where we see ourselves going, the direction that we need to take, and to actually just remind ourselves that in everything that I do, I am enough and that I can do it. But today, I am very honored to share this platform with Mr. David Venter, that is no stranger to the Saita platform. Welcome, Mr. Venter.
Thank you, Samantha. Hello to you, hello listeners.
And David, I trust that you have had a good break thus far over this wonderful festive season.
It was good, but as Saita, we were working through the festive season, but really enjoyed family and the blessing of family. So yes, so I would say it was a good short break. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, no, and it's in those moments that we also do some deep reflection as to the things that are important and that we are, no matter what happened, we are still so blessed, and that the power of gratitude and what it does for you as an individual. So David Venter, head of economic development for the biggest sector at the moment, one of the biggest sectors at the moment. Now, I want to immediately ask you and to get into, I need to know, one doesn't just become head of economic development for such a large sector, such an important sector for the South African economy. And I think a lot of our young people listening in today are always fascinated by the stories of successful people and what their journeys have been like. And I think it's in that they grow as well and that they can resonate with. What is your story, David, when you were a youngster?
Thank you for that question, Samantha. Thank you for that question. I think it's the first time anyone has asked me that. Yeah. But I think just before I even start on the story, there's something that you said that's very profound. And you said that, even myself, I won't say when I was youth, I'll be giving away my age a little bit there. Yeah. But quite a few years ago, the question is, we want to be like successful people. And we look at people that have achieved what we deem to have achieved great things. And that is what we then strive to become. I mean, the opening statement, that's what you said, we want to strive towards success. So I think a very good question to ask, what is success? What is success? And here is success. For us just to, and I'm speaking to our young people today, what is success? Success is the mother who decides to be a stay-home mom and she looks after kids because that is what she has chosen to do. Success is the panel beater who loves working on cars and studies to become good at panel beating because that is what he loves or she loves to do. Success is the baker. Success is the educator. See, so that is success. Success is not someone that has reached a very high state, maybe in the economy, or that's got a lot of money, or that drives fancy cars. No. Success is you getting to a place of doing what you love to do. So if you love to paint, and if you're an artist, if you get in a place where you can paint and you are good at it, not just paint for painting's sake, then you have reached a level of success because you love what you do. So I thought, let me just put that in there because I think that's a very important thing for our young people to realize that, because many times, when we look at social media, we watch television, we look at all these people that have achieved great things, big cars, big houses, on yachts, and we want to have that life, and then that is what we esteem for. But that is not success. Okay, so I think it's just very important for us to have that definition. So yes, we should all strive to be successful. And our communities where we are in, our families are filled with people that have reached a level of success. So we don't have to look at, let's go far, let's go overseas, let's go see what's happening in America, and look at all these big fancy actors and watch these reality shows, and that's what I want to be. No. Right in your community, right in your family, you'll find people that have reached a level of success. Talk to them, ask them for advice. They will help you become successful. So, Sam, I just wanted to say that quickly. My story, yes, it's quite an interesting one. I mean, I've been in business for many years. I've always had a yearning and a calling to be in business. I think our listeners. Many of us have ambitions. Many of us have a love for something. We're attracted to something. Whether it be that I like writing, or I love reading, or I love to draw, or I love to work with people. I love being involved in my community. There's something that we love. Everybody has something that you love to do. In my case, I've always loved business. I was fascinated by it. So I started I was an informal trader at the age of 9. So at the age of 9, I had a stall and I was selling toys outside of ShopRite. Because I love making money. But I mean, that has been my journey. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I knew it was something that I was called to. And yeah, I've had an exciting, say, 20 years of being an entrepreneur. And as it would have it, I'm finding myself, yes, as the chairperson of the Economic Development Forum for the largest sector. We must say that the informal sector, we have over 3 million businesses in the sector, and we employ in excess of 4 million people. So we are seen as the largest sector in terms of the economy. Somehow my journey has brought me here.
Yes. Now that is amazing, and thank you as always, David, for those insightful words. And I just want to latch on to and to add to what you said. What does success look like? And success is when you dig deep and you realize who you are firstly, what is your passion and what is your purpose. And you actually, when you are sort of grounded in that and grounded and confident in knowing that, then you can almost, anything that you take on, that defines your success as you should see it, isn't it? Because it's like you say, you've been on this journey, but the informal sector is for you home. It's home.
Yes.
And when home is, it's when you have that just that comfort in knowing that you are exactly where you are meant to be. So for me, that is how I define success. Not like you say by, we always aspire to, and there's nothing wrong with being inspired and motivated by how we see others. But that shouldn't be our definition of what success looks like for us, isn't it? But rather to be inspired, and that's going to push us even more into how we see or how we write our own little successful story. So thank you for that. David, not so long ago, you shared a very profound quote with the members of the EDF, and we've all latched onto that. But I wanted you to just sort of expand on where that came from and what it actually means. And the quote is, it doesn't matter what you look at, but it matters what you see. What does that actually mean?
It's a quote that I came across, and yes, I found it to be quite profound. And again, to our listeners, and every one of us can relate to this. And it says here, it's not what you look at, it's what you see. And let me just bring it back to my own life. I grew up in Alces River. I attended Alces River High School. I grew up family lived in East River. Not anything about that, but I grew up in our normal communities, right? And when you are surrounded by gangsterism and you're surrounded by certain levels of poverty, that could somehow define us in terms of what we look at. So I look at where I am, I look at the community I might find myself in, and I say, well, this is probably the way it's supposed to be, and I become comfortable in that. So in terms of what I look at. Now, when we say what we see, and let's take it into myself. What I used to see was I'd look at myself, I'd look at the community that I'm in, but I always saw myself as someone that would impact the world one day. Not sure how that would happen, not sure what form that would take, but I knew that God has placed something inside of me that is there to impact the world at large. So yes, there was this boy living in Alces River, but this Alces River boy would one day get to a point. I did not know how, but I knew that one day I would impact the world. Now, I haven't reached that state yet, but I will reach it because that's what I see for myself. But all of us are there, isn't it? So, we're talking to our young people. When you were at school, you had this dream, you wanted to be this and you wanted to be that, you wanted to be a doctor, wanted to be a lawyer. This is what you saw. Then all of a sudden you realize, and as you grow older, you realize, oh my word, I need this to be a lawyer. My marks wasn't good enough to get me into university. My parents don't have money for me to go and study. Or maybe I didn't even finish school. I couldn't reach matric. And yeah, I'm stuck. I'm applying for jobs. I can't get anywhere. So what am I looking at? I'm looking at the reality of what's around me. But what do I see inside of myself? Am I just here because I was born and that is all that I'm supposed to do? Or is there something greater inside of me? Is there a reason why I'm on this earth? Has God brought me here just to be? Or has he brought me here for a greater purpose? And if it is a greater purpose, what is that thing that's inside of me that is there to impact the world? I firmly believe that each one of us has got a greatness inside of us that is there to impact the world. And this is what we must see, is how can I be of greater value to my community, to the people that I'm around? It's not always to say, how do I impact the world? No, start in terms of how do I impact in my family? Then how do I impact my community? And then how do I impact outside of my community? And that's how you grow. Sometimes we want to take on projects that is huge, and then we don't even start it because it looks so big. We don't know where to start. But the magic in everything is just get started. And even if you have to start small, just get started. So it's very important when you say, it's what I see as, what is that that's inside of me that I'd like to achieve? Dream. Dreams are important. I mean, the Bible also talks about and says, my people perish for lack of vision. Sorry, it's on my screen. It says, my people perish for lack of vision. All it's saying is, it's because we have stopped dreaming. And because we stopped dreaming, we tend to stay in the place where we are. In other words, what we look at. But when we dream and we have these ideas of great things, that's when we start seeing things. And that is what we have to move towards. So yeah, so my encouragement really to the audience today is dream. You know, don't just see where you are at. Don't look at your conditions, but know that there's something very great inside of you. You are here for a reason, each one of us, and you're here to impact the world.
Absolutely. David, you know, every time I speak to you or I listen to you, and I said this earlier as well, I'm always so encouraged by just the deepness of what you bring to life. And three things that I want to just reiterate what you said, which I can resonate with so well. The one is, you know, keep the dream alive. And I often share that sentiment when I speak to young people. Keep the dream alive. That's so important. Secondly, everything that you want to do and want to achieve is already all wrapped up inside of you. It's all there already. You just have to plug into it and unplug what needs to be unplugged. And then lastly, that vision that you have for yourself, it may look big, but the most difficult step is starting. It starts with you. You have to start. And it's once you start, not that it becomes easier, but you've almost accomplished the most difficult hurdle, isn't it? That you've actually started. And so thank you so much for sharing that. So, David, I want to ask you, when you were growing up, because many of our young people are very, they get deterred by obstacles and challenges and circumstances. So, what for you was a sort of what was your get up and go formula to always wanting to do better, wanting to do more? You know, when you were young, what was your get up and go formula?
What's very important, Samantha, and again to our viewers today, is really, who do you surround yourself with? Okay, you become like the people you hang around with. There's a saying that you know goes, I can foresee your vision if you just show me who your friends are. So I think it's very important, if you know you've got greatness inside of you, surround yourself with dream builders. Surround yourself with people that also want to achieve greatness. So if you, it doesn't matter who you are or how motivated you might be, but if you start sharing your dreams with dream killers, it's going to dampen that flame inside of you and you're not going to want to progress. But if you share your dream with people who's going to talk life into you and say, no, yes, you can, push forward, you can do this, those are the people that's going to accelerate you. So very important is find people that's going to build onto your dream and not people that's going to tell you, wat en jy? What are you talking about? That's not for you. You'll never achieve that. The minute you hear those kind of talks, I'm not saying move away from those people. Don't share your dreams with them. Still engage, but don't share your dreams. So be careful or be selective who you share your dreams with. That's the one thing. Again, would you associate with? Would you hang around? That's very, very important. Your power of association. There's a saying that goes, if you're an eagle, you can't hang around the chickens. Right? If you're an eagle and you hang around chickens, you're going to believe you're a chicken tomorrow. You're not going to realize you can fly, you can soar. You'll probably end up walking like the chickens walk and try and imitate them. But in actual fact, you're an eagle. So your power of association is very important. So for me, it's always been, I was very selective in terms of who I hang around with. I always surrounded myself with positive people and people that would build. I think that is a very, very important part. And here's the reality. It's not always those that's closest to you. It might not even be your parents Sometimes we find that the very people we trust are sometimes those people that could kill our dreams. I'm not saying always, because in a lot of times it's our prayer that also build us. But it's important for us to sit back and just ask, when I share my dream, or I'm sharing a dream with David, how do I feel afterwards? Do I feel more motivated after speaking to David? Or do I feel like the wind has hit out of my sails? If I find after I've spoken to David and shared my dream and I don't feel more fired up to go for it, David's probably the wrong person to share a dream with. You should find someone else. So the power of association is very important. And then, I think it's much easier today with social media, YouTube. Surround yourself with positive things. We are so surrounded with negative things, news. Then we, in our communities, someone has been murdered. We're hearing about all these bad things, drugs, and all the stuff that's around us. We constantly bombarded with negative things that we start taking on a negative persona. But surround yourself with positive things. Put positive slogans on your phone. At the bottom of your diary, the little positive slogans, read it. Go onto YouTube, listen to, when you feel down and you feel demotivated, if you don't have data, find a Wi-Fi zone or somewhere and listen to a positive motivation. It's important that we keep our minds programmed in a positive way, and it's that provides the fuel for us to push on forward. So yes, Samantha, that has always been my go-to. Even today, every morning before I even start work, I listen to a positive motivational talk, or I read a quote, or I write a quote down, just to constantly keep me in that frame of mind.
Yes. No, that is, I wish we had more time. I can chat to you whole day, hey?
Yes,
and this is exactly what you're saying. It's about, you will just know who you need to surround yourself with, because if that person leaves you feeling you can do so much more and you're energized, they just have that positive aura, then okay, that is a likely person that I need to spend more time with, listen to more, isn't it? So you need to trust your gut when you do that. And also, in saying that, it is for me, I've always believed in the power of the mind, but it's what you feed the mind. It is what you read, it is what you listen to, it is the circle that you spend most of your time with, that will define not only where you're going to, but it's your mindset. And that can be either completely very energizing, or it can be debilitating, because it's not meant for you. So, and one of the positives, or one of the key pillars of Youth Connect, as you know, is connect. And what does that mean? Is that we are saying that, connect with the right people, connect with the right opportunities, connect with that which is going to help you grow into that dream that you've set for yourself, to help you activate it. And that is one of the essentials that the platform is about. But I don't need to reiterate that to you, but I think it's important to mention that again. And in saying that, David, just as a last comment or question, within the informal space or informal sector, um, being head of economic development, what opportunities are there for our youth, for those
Okay.
young
So
entrepreneurs? Yeah.
I think firstly, to our viewers and to the youth listening today, stay close to Youth Connect. Very important. Okay, stay close. Stay very close to Saita. In 2022, there's going to be a lot of things. We understand that youth unemployment rate now is touching in excess of 60%. So if you're sitting and listening to this talk today and you don't have a job, don't be disheartened. We are in an economic state where 6 out of 10 young people are unemployed. It is not a good space that we are finding ourselves in currently. So as Saita, we're working very closely with government to create these opportunities. But I want to say this: the power or your future is in your hands. It's not for you to wait on someone to do something for you. The question is, what can I do for me, myself? What can I do? It's very important that we don't wait on government or for someone to bring an opportunity, but how do I create opportunities for myself? So I think that's a very important point. A lot of the mistakes we are making today is we are waiting on someone to do something for us. Oh no, I've given my CV to someone to drop in somewhere. They haven't heard back, you know. But I haven't taken the time to maybe call that company and find out, is there what's happening with that. As a matter of fact, let me go this far. And I'm talking, I mean, currently in my business, we employ close on to, well, I think it probably stands now close on over to 100 people. But what we're finding with young people is that they're starting to come and say, you know what, Mr. Fenter, is there a job? And we'll go like, unfortunately, all our places or our positions have been taken. Then we'd have someone say, sir, I'm prepared to work for you for a month. You don't have to pay me. Just cover my traveling. Let me show you what I can do. And I'm always intrigued, and I'm not going to lie to you. 10 out of 10 times that someone has asked me that, I'm like, okay, this person seems quite positive and confident. Let's give this a go. Not everybody gets employment though, because it is up to your performance. But what I'm saying is, with a high unemployment rate that there is around currently with young people, you have to start thinking outside the box. If you have got something, you know you are good at what you do, right? And you know any company who takes me is going to be that much better off for employing me. Then go to that extent where even you tell an employee to say, I'll work for you for a month. You don't have to pay me. Just cover my traveling so I can get to work every day. Then after the month, you can decide whether I'm good enough for your company. Try and put yourself in a position of opportunity. Try and create opportunities for yourself. If everybody's saying, oh no, sorry man, you dropped your CV, you're not meeting this qualifications, you don't have this, you don't have that, I don't have work. Start thinking outside the box and you'll find opportunities will start opening up for you. That's the one. The very important thing is, even if you work for a company, you're unemployed. The fact that you work, you can put that on your CV. That's the first thing. So you've created experience. Secondly, you've learned by working in that company. You've learned something about that particular sector or that particular trade. You can put that onto your CV. So you've built and you've developed yourself. But thirdly, if someone gives you the opportunity, work your butt off. Work hard. Show them what you're made of. There's a saying that goes around, I work smart, but I don't work hard. That is the most untrue thing, and whoever says that should go to prison for life. The person who started the quote I'm talking about, not the people that's saying it today, the one who started the quote. It's the biggest lie. Speak to any successful person, and you'll find that successful person is the hardest worker in the room. Right, Samantha? Show me someone that doesn't work hard, and I'll show you that's someone that's not successful. But the hardest worker in the room is the one that reaches success. So work smart and work hard. So when you get an opportunity for employment, work through your lunch. Show that little bit extra other person is not doing. You embrace, you're competing, you want to get the job, do more. When you're done with your job or you're done doing the task, go back to your supervisor, say, I'm done. What else can I do for you? And they say, no, nothing. Well, can I help you with something else? Do more, work hard, show them what's inside of you. And I guarantee you, even if it doesn't have positions available, somewhere someone's going to try and make a place for you if they can see that you are willing to do over and above.
Absolutely. Thank you, David, for those wise words. And I 150% agree with you, because I remember when I started out, it's all about the right attitude when you start out. And I think I literally put up my hand every time when there was an opportunity, whether it was filing or doing this, and it was completely outside of what I was responsible for. But today I can say that needed to happen. I was so happy that I did that, because it has shaped me into the person that I am today. And because of that, right attitude, and not the mindset where I'm only going to do what I get paid for. Then you're going to shoot yourself in
Correct.
the foot. You're going to miss out on opportunities and people, because people look at you. People look at you, they see what you do,
Correct.
and it's not about how experienced you are or how skilled you are. It's about that want and that hunger to want to do more, because they know if that is the attitude, imagine the effort that's going to put into any project that they take on, isn't it? And that's the bigger picture. And that is what I like to sort of motivate when I speak to the young people. It is about that. So thank you for saying that out loud. And David, I'm definitely inviting you back on this platform, with maybe one or two youth, and I think it will make an interesting dialogue, to have those discussions with the young people and see where they're at. So, and I'm sure I can count on you to avail yourself again in the new year, that I
Anytime.
will invite you. Thank you so much, and thank you for availing yourself today. Um, I'm not sure if you maybe just a last comment, or just encouragement to the young people as they step into the new year and just embrace what the current year has brought them.
Okay. Yeah, there's just three things I want to say. The first thing is be the hardest work in the room. Very important. There's a lot of unemployment, and employers know that they've got the option of choice, right? So when you get given an opportunity, grab it with both hands, grab it with both feet, be the hardest work in the room. That's the first thing. The second thing is education is of vital importance. You've got to study, you've got to learn. If you haven't finished matric, make 2022 the year where you decide I'm going to get my matric. It's so important in your career. If you've got matric and you haven't studied further, make 2022 that year you say, okay, let me see what opportunities for education is out there. And you know what? If you can't get to study, there's free online courses available on the internet. Access to education is literally freely available. If you can't get into a college, do it online. Just Google free courses in management or free course in administration. Study, get a certificate, put that into your CV. So education is vital. And thirdly, be patient.
Yeah.
Right? Be patient. Don't get impatient. Don't rush. Do your thing. Work hard. Stay positive. Believe that what is due to you will come to you. And just be patient. It will come your way. And very importantly, stay close to this platform. There's going to be a lot of exciting developments in 2022, a specific focus on youth, headed by Samantha. Samantha, thank you very much for the amazing work you are doing in Saita Youth Connect, and for touching so many lives. And again, and to our viewers, thank you to you guys as well. But thank you for the opportunity, Samantha, for having invited me onto this platform.
Absolute pleasure. It was so profound and encouraging to have you on the platform. Thank you so much for your insights, for just sharing, and being vulnerable, and for just that very powerful little nuggets for our young people to plug into for the new year, and to really start the new year on a high note. So thank you so much for that, David. But I'll be inviting you soon, eh? On that note, to all our listeners, thank you very much. And as you enjoy the last day of 2021 with all the celebrations with your loved ones, remember to stay safe, take care, and dig deep, especially to our young people, as you plug into what you know is going to be a great year for you for 2022. Take care until next time. Bye bye.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.